Well, the old chassis is now painted. It's now been sprayed. I'm thinking of just giving it one last coat on by brushing it. I've just wafted over the axles. I'm not too particularly bothered about them, because at the end of the day this thing's going to get muddy anyway, and all the paint's just going to come off, so I'm not paying too much attention to detail on them. I'm not too happy with these rear spring hangers, because as you can see that isn't square, and I think that's down to them being M10 U-bolts and the ones on the front being M12. So I'm going to swap them later on. I've got some new dampers for it down here. These are the new dampers. I've assembled this one. I thought I had, but I've put the sticker on for the sake of putting it on. But you got a rubber boot to go on there, and they will go on here, like so, like a new one. But I need to put the bushers in there first. I think these are gas filled actually, I'm not sure. Gas charged, cellular gas charged. From paddocks, set of 4 of them, and them springs, parabolic springs, came to about 450 quid, which I don't know if that's good or bad. It would have been a bit cheaper to go standard, but everyone says parabolics are best, so parabolics it is. Every layer of paint that this chassis has had, it's had a layer of stone chip put on. This is grey, probably should be black really, but I've put it on there, all inside there, and on there, and in the rear cross member here. That's because obviously that's where the stones are going to get flicked up. So hopefully by putting that on beneath every layer of paint, it's going to, if the paint gets chipped off, it'll protect it. And I've put that on both sides. I've got for under seal, I'm using wax oil with old engine oil. Old engine oil to make the wax oil thinner, so it'll go further into the chassis. And the only trouble is I'm having trouble actually being convinced I've done it. I'm not very happy with it. But I need to be, because I've only got one attempt at this before the body goes on. It's about as simple as Land Rovers get. 1 second-hand reused bolt through the oil. It don't fit, but more importantly, one second-hand washer, 1 hole for a split pin. Don't line up. You've got to compress them 2 bushers to get the split pin through the oil. Right, a lot of people say that parabolic springs are better, but why are they better? Now if you look at this 88-inch spring fitted on here, we've got 3 leaves, and then we've got a contact point at that end, contact in the middle, and contact at the end. Now if we compare this to a 109 rear spring, like this one down here, we have got not 3 leaves, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 leaves, all in constant contact. Now you can rebuild these by taking the bolt out, cleaning in between them, greasing them and reassembling, but I don't think it's worth it, to be honest with you. But all the muck inside there is going to cause friction and or just general contact is going to cause friction and give an uncomfortable ride, whereas the modern springs won't, because they haven't got the same amount of contact in between along the spring. I've just swapped these U-bolts over. I'm a lot happier now. It seems a lot more solid, and I just hope I don't have the twisted axle effect that I had before. But I think I stone chipped down here. I think now it wants slipping over and painting and undersealing, and before I do that I need to put some wheels on, which is a bit of a problem because I've only got 3 wheels, the other one's being repaired. Right, I've just successfully flipped the chassis. The crane's still swinging. What I've done is I moved it down here upside down and got it to this point here, stood it on the 2 wheels there, and then got rid of the chains and then just give it a good shove, and that seems to have gone well. But it's not without its problems. We have got a few scratches, which sort of half expected to have around here and around the front. But now I'm going to give it another dose of paint and start getting some exciting stuff on. I'll put it back together in the same order that I took it to bits. I'll put the handbrake, fuel tanks, towing bar, and its engine, gearbox, prop shaft, bulkhead, doors, body, roof, electrics, front panel, and there you have it, complete Land Rover. What amazes me is it's quite easy to roll around when it's like this, unlike when they're fully built up. But I'm definitely very pleased with that. Very pleased indeed. I think I've still got to repair. I've still got to have a look at the front axle, because I'm not 100%. Oh, and I need to fit the dampers when we've got some weight on it. Probably get some weight in this stillage that's down there. Just stick that on the back end. I'm just doing a little update on the old chassis here. We've just finished painting it with a brush, not spraying this time. And that's just the top, but I need to address some parts on the bottom. I've got the rear dampers on down there, look. But I'm waiting for some washers for the bolts that go through the top. So yes, I'm also having trouble with the track rod end down there. It's not oh no, it's that one down there. It's spinning in the top, so basically I can't tighten it up. I think next job I'll whilst I'm waiting for it to dry, I think I'll start building up the whatever I can find first. Right, well that's the chassis after a day's work on it, and it's coming on quite well, I think. It's I've just started putting in the track rod to the steering relay. I've just put that in place for now. The handbrake lever's on, which isn't probably the most important things, but it's all got to go on. And I've just started cleaning up the fuel tanks. Well, I've got the fuel tanks over here ready to start cleaning them. This one here used to live under the passenger seat, and the original one was rotten at the bottom, so I ground out the filler from the top and simply welded it back into place, and it's got a sender unit fitted, and it has a changeover tap. If you don't know what this is about, it has a changeover tap which also changes the fuel gauge reading to read what that one says on this tank. I've only ever used it once since I fitted that one. I filled it up to the brim, and then it was leaking out from somewhere, but wasn't from the bottom, because after it had started leaking out, it stayed half full. I don't know. So and then there's this one here. This is the driver's side fuel tank, which has the filler in the correct place at the back. It was the previous owner had it made. It's a stainless steel tank, but the only trouble is you need to watch out for is that where the stainless is in contact with the mild steel of the chassis, you will get corrosion on the mild steel. So I'm going to cut a length of rubber to go down there. That should be about it for today, I think, with the old chassis. So I'll update when more progress has been achieved. I'll just show you the tripod that I use. It's actually broken, which there should be another leg sticking out there, so very cleverly I stuck the leg in on the centre stand there, and it holds it quite solid.